Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Southern California, and today I'm featuring a fun fold card made with this Perfectly Pairs bundle. So it's two-step stamping, even for the leaves. Got cute little flowers. I'm going to be using these today. I'm using Friend. A good friend is a gift. There's also hello, congratulations, thank you. So it's very, very fun set. I just want to show you the papers. You've probably seen these on other people's, if you've been watching presentations on this. So this one whole big sheet, you get two of each one, just has pairs and stems that you get to cut out. It makes it so quick. And here's the little flowers you can cut out. I'm going to use those today too. All right, then this gorgeous piece is what I'm going to use on my first card. You know, when I get cardstock, designer paper this busy, I always think, yikes, what am I going to do with it? But I like what I came up with. Okay, then this gorgeous border paper. I have cards made out of this for next week. I'm going to use this one. When I first look at this, I go, oh, this is so dark. However, I like the card I came up with. We're using this one today and this one next week. On the other side of this is, let's see if you can see this, a little bit scary to me. It looks like mustard, maybe honey mustard. Anyway, I love this side. That's the fun part, right? We get to choose the parts we like. Okay, and then the Spotlight on Nature dies are what I'm going to be using to cut out this pretty circle. It's just gorgeous. And I've already pulled out the ones I'm going to be using. Let me get a little bit closer here. Okay, so I'm going to put this over out of the way for the moment. And Petal Pink. Okay, now this cardstock is already scored because I started this video once before. And when I went to fold the paper, this one, it was dirty on the inside. And I thought, how in the world did it get dirty? So for this one, we're using two different sizes of Petal Pink. The first Petal Pink is just your regular 8.5 by 5.5 inches. So we'll go ahead and, this is the one that when I flipped it, it was dirty. And I went, oh no, I have to start over. Okay, so there's the base of our card. This one is the 8-inch right here by 5.25. So I scored it at 4, well, I did it this way. Scored it at 4 and scored it at 2. And then it's going to, look at that, oh, honestly. Okay, it's gonna go backwards. All right, so it goes like this. And this is gonna fit right inside here, like that, okay? All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do, and you can do this a couple of different ways. I'm gonna cut the circle out of here. Oh, I almost forgot. Before you use these Spotlight on Nature dies, you have to take a wadded wax paper and go around like this. Oh, I still see a few little pieces in there. And then usually, I think something's left in there. Where was that? Well, maybe not. Is there something there? Nope, I think they're clean. Okay, if you don't do this, you're just going to be poking out every little single piece, which gets old really fast. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just anchor this down, and I'm just kind of guessing. Okay, I think that's about where I wanted. So I'll just take some tape. If I can find the end of it. Really? Okay, here we go. Take a couple little pieces of tape. Okay, I think that's good. And I'm just gonna go run this through. These are things I really couldn't do ahead of time for you because I wanted you to see how it goes. This takes a minute. Okay, now this is the fun part. Let's see what we've got. So we're gonna let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? I guess that, and there we go. Okay, we're gonna need this again in a minute. Okay, so now we have our first circle cut out. Okay, now let's take a look here. Gonna save that and that. Okay, look, this is whoops, it's got one little thing here. And then this has a lot of the pink in it. So I'm gonna just hit my stand. And because I greased it with the wax paper, I didn't really grease it, okay. Yeah, very little work needed to be done to cut that out. So that's amazing. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, you're gonna think this is backwards, but this actually works. And it's really the safest way to do it. I'm going to put on the DSP on the front right over the hole. You think I'm nuts? Maybe I am. Oh, you know, I'm gonna get another. Okay, whoops, hold on. Just remembered, normally I've been moving this up, so for sure you can see me. Okay, which is the, okay, I'm gonna put an extra little piece right here because we're gonna be cutting a circle there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this over it. Right in the center. Good, okay. Now what we're gonna do, okay. All right, now I'm gonna take the big die, I'm gonna fit it in right here because it doesn't work well to try to go through 2 layers. It just doesn't work well. And when you do it from the back like this, it just fits right in and it's very, very easy to cut in the correct place. So let's cut this. Now let's see what we've got. We're going to gently lift this off. Yes. And we will gently lift this off. Okay. Now our front is perfect. And ooh, I got glue on there. That's a first. Huh. I just put that extra, there we go. So just a little bit of tap, all of it. Pretty much most of it came out. Okay. Okay, now this is the piece that's going to fit right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because this is gonna go onto this. So what we'll do is just take, wow, wish I hadn't gotten the glue on there, the adhesive. Okay, we're gonna try to put that right in the middle. I think that's pretty much in the middle. And now we're gonna go cut this out. Again, with the spotlight, we didn't have to do the wax paper on this one because there's no holes in it. This is just a really beautiful little piece. It's got lines all around the edges, imprints. Very, very pretty. Yeah, I'm not sure who thought of the spotlight on nature dies, but whoever did really came up with a winner. Okay, now let's see what we've got here. We can get these little pieces off. That we're not going to need. We can put away. Can you see the little edges? Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so now we're going to put this, picked up a little bit of stuff that's on my cutting board. Okay, so now we want to put the DSP right onto the petal pink, and any, you know, you can put it any direction you want at this point. Don't need that. Okay, looking pretty, pretty. Okay, so now we've got this second piece folded, and what we're going to do is just put it right inside. Remember, it's 4 inches, so you're going to leave a little bit of space around the outside. And we're going to just put adhesive all over this piece because the whole thing is going down. Just make sure you put it in the right direction. One time I did that. I'm going, oh my word, Sandy. Okay, so now just kind of hover. See if you can get it right in the right place. Okay, there you go. Okay, so now how do we get this in here correctly? Because if you notice, let me find it. See? I think that's correct, isn't it? Yep, there's the top of that. So we want it in there just like this. Okay, so how do we do that? All right, I'll show you how we do it. I'm just going to take glue and I'm going to put glue. Come on now. Hey, come on, people. Well, I thought I was going to put glue. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put some glue around here like this. There we go. And now, when I go to position this, I'm going to be really careful that I'm putting that right where it belongs. And then I'm just laying it down. Just let it sit for a minute until it's on. There you go. Okay, so there, isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I love this card. Okay, so now what do we need? We need a greeting. So I'm just taking some scratch paper here. I guess I really don't need all of this. Okay, so I'm using the greeting from Layers of Beauty, and I'm just going to remind you what that set looks like. You Make My Heart Smile, and this gorgeous bunch of roses. All right, and that one is also online. Okay, so I'm going to be using Granny Apple Green, and we're just going to stamp You Make Me Smile. And it's going to go right here. Perfect. Okay. Then, now I'm kind of reaching back into a set that's retired called Changing Leaves, but it has an amazing die that I love. So if you don't have this set, then just, you know, you can cut it. You can just make it straight and make the corners straight. It looks like it doesn't fit, but actually this barely, if you just cover up the E and the Y, it's going to come out. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, but I've already done it because I'm trying to save a little bit of time. So you're just going to do this, and when it cuts out, I'll show you what it's going to look like. Oh, and this piece, I'm just going to throw it away. I really thought there's something I could do with it that would be cute, but I haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so this is what it looks like once it gets cut out. You Make My Heart Smile. So we'll just save this for another card. All right, so then we're just going to go ahead and add this to the card. All right, then we need to think about, let's see if I can get that on there straight. Is that straight? Not quite. Oh, sigh, come on. Oh. Okay. My daughter's calling. Okay, all right. Then I'm going to get some I'm going to put some rhinestones on here. Just little dots. I think that's about all this needs. We'll put 3. Oh, you know what? Let's put 5. Okay. All right. Blingy, blingy. Okay, now we're going to do something on the inside. And I'm going to use these little flowers. And I'm just going to take a sheet of cardstock, and I'm actually, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stamp the flowers, and I'm going to show you how to get the two-tone. So we're going to start off with, Early Espresso for the outline. You could just do green. And then for the inside, first I'm going to start with yellow. This is Daffodil Delight. So we'll stamp Daffodil Delight. Okay, then we're going to cut this off. Cut it off. Clean it off. Here. Okay, then I'm going to go back to the, I did these in green. Yeah, okay. Then I'm going to go back to the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to take a sponge dauber. Now I want the right sides highlighted in green. So that's going to be the left sides when I turn it this way. So I'm just going to put it down, and I'm going to just daub right onto the stamp. Okay, now let's see what happens. It turns out a little bit differently each time, which is okay. All right, pretty. I got that one. Maybe a little bit too green. All right, then I'm going to color in the branches. And this is, what is this? Dark crumb cake. And then I'm going to go back with Granny Apple Green and color in the leaves. Okay, I'm going to highlight a little bit. Okay. All right, then in the set, there is a die that cuts these pears out like this. Okay, and I think I have one that I've already cut out. Yeah, so I've already cut one out, so I'm not going to take the time to do that. That can be for my next card. All right, so then I will go ahead and move this. We'll put this inside right here. And then I'm going to put these, which you can or can't, you don't have to. I just think they're kind of cute. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. Okay, I thought about putting a white piece in there, but it really takes away from the card. So there we go. There's card number 1, complete. Yahoo. Okay, card number 2, I've already started because you don't need to see me put the DSP on the card. I've already partially done this one. Okay, let's get rid of the petal pink. Okay, stylish shapes. Okay, so I've already put the DSP onto the card. I've already cut this. These are the stylish shapes. If you don't happen to have this, this is what they look like. So I've used the largest one and the next largest one of the squares. Okay, so I'm going to put that on with dimensionals that are already on here. Yeah, I figured if I'm going to make 3 cards, I have to kind of do some of this ahead of time, so it doesn't take so long. Okay, and then I'll show you the paper that I'm using. Okay, this paper is the back of this. Okay, so there we go. Then when I cut my pear out, I cut out 2 more layers so that I could have a little bit of depth and strength. underneath it because it just makes it a little bit sturdier. This DSP is, you know, it's not real thick, thank heavens. I like the way it is. Okay, now I've also cut out this little interesting piece, and you'll see that I ended up cutting it in half. Okay, so I'm gonna get my pear ready. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm gonna put a little bit more right there. I'm gonna stick this down. Okay, now let me put a little bit here. Yeah, this would be better to do with glue. Okay. Okay, this is gonna go there. This is gonna go there, I think. This is gonna go here. Okay, I need to move that over a little bit. It's about right. No. Oh. No, I want this side to show. That's what's wrong. I want this side to show that it's got the cute stuff. There we go. All right. Then I'm going to put some little tiny, if I can find my little tiny ones, little tiny dimensionals under the leaves so that they don't get hurt or torn. Okay. And then for the greeting, what I did was I stamped, you can see how I did it here. I stamped friend on the green sheet and I've cut it out. Okay, so now, oh, and I was just gonna show you what I used for this is this. This one is, it goes right there. And these are called textured note dies. So that's what I used. But now what I'm gonna do, because obviously it's too long, I'm just gonna place this right there. It's about right. Put this together like that, and then I'll go cut it out. Okay, so now I can put my die away. And I've got my, the reason, I'll have to tell you, there is a die in this pear set that you could use for that. But I used the textured notes because the stylet shapes have little dots around them. So I wanted this to match. And so that's why I used this. The textured notes have the little dots around them too. Ah, get under there. There we go. All right, there we go. I just realized I didn't put any embellishments on this, and it might not need it. Okay, for the inside, I've already done this. And these I actually cut out with the die. Aren't those cute? Okay, so card number 2, that was easy. And then card number 3, I've also partially done, just because you don't need to see me do all this. Okay, now for this one, I'm using the Impressions of Bloom, and it has these 2 oval dies in it, and you need to see the difference in the 2 dies. Okay, one die is plain, the one on the right, and this one, I want to say, is the peanut. Okay, it's got the little dots around it, the texture. Okay, so here's what I did. I took the textured, because this is a little bit larger, I mean a tad bit larger than the plain one. Okay, so I just cut this out. Now this is something you can hold on to and use at another time. we always need scraps, right? So this is what I needed from that. And then with the plain one, I just cut this out, right out of the paper. And it is just a smidgen. I mean, it's not much, it's a smidgen. It looks like it's the same, but it's not. It's just one smidgen smaller. And so it makes it really easy to put these together. So first I'm gonna put this down. And I think I want it about right here. Okay, then this one is a little bit tricky. In the past, I would have used my Dado, but since I don't have Dado anymore, doesn't this seem crazy? Oops, come on. Seems crazy to me to be going around this with this glue. And I'm even trying to get a tiny little bit. More is coming out than I even want, because I'm afraid it's going to get on my card. Okay, let's see what happened there. Okay, now technically, ooh, there's glue there. Okay, so we're just going to put this down around. I'm going to wipe this up. Oh joy. Okay, but isn't this easy? Come on. Okay, then I cut some pears out, and are you ready for this? I actually cut this out of the paper by hand. This also is going to get a little tiny bit of glue. Okay, and this is going to go kind of at an angle, something like that. And I believe I'm going to trim this just a tiny bit. Okay, then I'm going to put adhesive on my pears that I cut out, like fussy cut. Not my favorite thing to do, but you do what you gotta do, right, for a video. And then the greeting is going to be in same green. This greeting is from the pear set, Perfectly Pears. It says, "A good friend is a gift." Okay, a good friend is a gift. There we go. Very nice. And then the only other little embellishment that I decided to put on this is, again, it's a little die right out of Perfectly Pears. There's a long one, that's what I used. It cuts out 5 little flowers, or this one cuts out a cluster of flowers. So you suit yourself. So I am going to turn these over. I'm going to put a dot, literally a dot. And what did I do with my, okay. Let's see if I can pick this up and just put it like that. And then I'll pick this up, put it over there, pick this one up, put it about, oops, hello. Wonder if that one got enough glue. Ooh, that one didn't get enough glue on it. No problem. Okay. Yeah, I know oh, I put the glue on the wrong side. Way to go, Sandy. Okay, here we go. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some little tiny pearls and I'm gonna color them yellow, because if you notice, the flowers in the design are white with yellow flowers. So I'm coloring with my blender pen. And, okay, what did I do with? I take a pick. Don't you love it? Okay, here's another one. Thank heavens I have another one. Okay, so I'm gonna take the little pearl, put it right in the middle so that these will match the flowers in the DSP. Come on, there you go. Okay, easy. And then in the inside, I stamped. And just for the time, I'm not gonna, oh, well, you know, maybe I will do this. Because this time I used Cajun Craze. Isn't that crazy? Okay. I think what I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna stamp it in. I just don't want this video to get too long. So it's a little bit ambitious to do 3 cards, but I felt like each one needed a bit of an explanation. Okay, so we're gonna go again with our brown, if I can find it. There we go. And create quite a mess as you're doing this, right? Okay, so here we go. Brown outline. And the reason I'm stamping on an extra piece and I'm gonna cut it out is because see what happened here? It comes through, and I wasn't thinking about that when I originally made this card, but it doesn't work to stamp right straight onto the cardstock, or you're going to get, okay, now I need the inside. Of course, I have no idea where it is. Hello, people, where did you go? Oh, no? Well, maybe I'm not gonna stamp this. You know it's right here because I just used it. But that doesn't mean I can find it. And, well, what I'm going to do, oh, it's right in front of my face. Oh my goodness, oh wow. Okay, I gotta clean this. Okay, can you believe that? Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. With the yellow, let's put this away. Now this time I'm gonna get Cajun Craze because you can see that these pears, they're a little pinky, a little pink, a little brown. So I'm going to just pat a little bit of brown onto here and see what happens. Okay, let's cross our fingers. Oh, well, that didn't get much color on there. All right, let's try it again. Okay, a little bit more color. Okay, let's see if this is enough color. Looks a little bit browner. Ooh, nice. Isn't that pretty? And see how it matches the pear on the front. And then again, I'm just gonna color in. Oops, this looks like dark. Nope, it's light. Okay. Color the leaves in green. And color our stem with crumb cake. Okay, you guys, thanks for hanging in there. I know 3 cards are quite a bit to try to do at one time, but I didn't want to just show you the cards because they each have some kind of a little trick to it that I thought would be really good if I would show you. Okay, and then I'm not gonna take the time to cut that out, but when I do cut it out, it'll go right here and this card will be finished. So really, really pretty. Okay, so let's put our 3 cards out. Okay, 1. Here's our second one. And here's our first one. Let me move all of this. If you want to take a picture all together, or maybe you've already taken pictures. Okay, so I really love these cards and I'm enjoying working with the bundles so much. So if you need a demonstrator, you can contact me, Sandy Stamper at earthlink.net, no A in the Stamper, and I'll be happy to send you a catalog. And if you have enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe and like. Thank you so much for joining me. Next week, I'm going to be bringing the rest of the papers to you and some more fun projects. So I look forward to seeing you next time.